Hello, youths. It's me again. I've come to discuss some important things and to talk sense into your thinking. There are some few clips I just watched recently, and those clips, it doesn't matter how far they are confirmed, but I saw a group of youth that came together and tied some of their fellow youth to the pole and were actually dealing with them with canes. Information has it that there were people that rigged election. The other side said there are people that were drug addicts. Either ways, to me, it is worth commending. Even in the Bible, it said right from the time of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. Which means you youth, you should have seen and known by now that we, the aged ones, are not willing to give out the power, honorably. Rather, every day we keep on marching to the court to falsify our date of birth. Nobody bothers taking it upwards. Everybody is busy bringing it downwards, which means the power hangs within the younger the better. How come you that now have it, you are busy campaigning and contesting that it has to be Methuselah, it has to be another Methuselah, either our father, great-grandfather that can only act for us? What is wrong with you? Can you not get up and walk? Let me tell you, there are ways we handle some of these things. If you youth come together, there's another clip I watched recently, that's very interesting one, where youth party was to engage in a race with APP and PDP. Well, in the usual way, the PDP just extended their hand downwards, APP extended their hand downwards. The referee accepted, but at the blast of the whistle, he held APC and PDP to ransom until the youth party got their way through, which is exactly what it should be. If you youths come together now and say, this is what we want, this is where we're going, and this is how it's going to be, 1,001 times what happens is that those who think they have the money, what they do is they call people into the room and say, just declare me, leave the rest for me. Which is not wrong, but most of us were witness to what happened in the Nigerian World Cup in the 80s, where a referee openly did what he thought he could do, so much so that even Pele, of blessed memory, walked out of the stadium in protest. But when the referee finished and thought he had gone, well, the rest is a story I don't know how to complete, but I'm not sure that since after then, anybody has seen that man officiating anywhere again, so I don't know. Which means even if you tell those returning officers, you can do whatever you think you want to do, have your settlement the only way you want to settle, but at the peak of your expectations, others will learn their lesson from you. These things are possible. They are real. And for the Mpolomile or the drug addicts, you don't just end up at the takers. Also deal with the root cause. If you know the dealer, bring him out openly and deal with him. What am I talking about? Imagine, I watched a clip recently where a whole president of a country, he can no longer walk, he couldn't stand, he could not even raise his hand. He was being supported bad by his fellow president he came to visit. And yet this is the man that the whole country is projecting as a president, when we know that the man has been turned to vegetable, if there is anything like that. Now, do you want somebody to tell you that such thing will definitely have affected his reasoning? And yet that is somebody a whole country is projecting as a president. Who did this to Africa? Kilo day. They swear for us. We can wake up today to say, no. If you have passed even the age of playing football, then I think it's time for you to retire. Even me as I am, at a certain age, nobody told me that it is time to begin to let my son do some things while I watch. If there's any mistake, I tell him, well, I would have done it this way. But because the modern age says do it this way, well, mix mine with yours. I'm sure you're going to go far. Because we're now in a computer age. And most of these things, let nobody deceive you. We know the people that be. Those people that be, if by the time the election is over again and they don't see those people that be, because the youths decided to take over, the next thing they will now begin to think of how they can project you and stay behind you, at least to either be your advisor or one thing or the other. Stop behaving as if you can never move. Even in the Bible, when Jesus' disciples told him, they said you are this, some say you are this. He asked them, yes, they say, what about you? Who do you think or who do you say I am? Which means this person will go, this person will be for other people. How about you? Can you not move? Can you not go? Can you not search amongst yourself and say, the president of this country on this election must be here? Can you not from among yourself tell the returning officer, if you try anything fast here, don't bank on it because you think you are not from this place. Even at that your village, you are finished. Others will learn their lesson. I just decided I need to talk on this to touch every African country, not just Nigeria. Every African country. The youths, you should get up and move. I know one country adage, they say money is like the hair on the nose. Nobody pull it without closing their eyes. They are never willing to release this power. They want to die on it so that they can continue holding to it until their son, great-grandchildren comes up so that it will just be for their family. Can you not retire them? Can you not retire them? Even Shell, I know very well, at a certain age, they retired them compulsorily. Reason being, they said some of these ones cannot even climb a 10-story building, assuming there is problem with the lift. Some of these ones cannot do a 3 hours marathon meeting. Some of these ones will deceive you. They are forming committee. They are doing this at night. They are only snoring because you cannot cheat nature. Can we not begin to, even in football, at a certain age, we know even if you have the best skill, we know you cannot run certain miles in the field. The young ones will turn you to caricature. And they will simply tell you, bow out. But now, no, everybody wants to die on the throne. You have all it takes, youths. You have all it takes. Drug, you say no to it because when they cause havoc, it affects all of you. Both the takers and the dealers, deal with them. You are right. These elections, whatever they do behind closed doors is not your business, but in the open, tell them, decide within you, this is the age we are going to favor. If they say no, then there is nothing going to happen. You want even the returning officer, no matter where you think you are from, if you accept that thing behind closed doors, make sure you do what we want. Otherwise, you are finished. Try it and see how you will forever remember that God sent you a man. Others will not be happy with me for telling you this, but I want to tell you, get up and walk. Thank you. Bye.